What is going on? My name is Mike. This is all about pressure washing. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get more customers for your pressure washing business. Now, obviously, in order to have a strong, successful business with a full schedule, you need to have multiple marketing strategies in place throughout the year because we know the consistency is the key, right? You have to have both your short-term and your long-term marketing on point. And you have to have that for lots of reasons. But if you're just starting out, you know that your website isn't going to be generating the business that it's going to be in a couple of years. You know that your GMB isn't going to be driving a tremendous amount of traffic right out of the gate. So obviously you need to work on all of those long-term strategies all of the time. Put in the time every single day to work on those. But having short-term strategies is also of monumental importance because if you don't have them, you won't be generating leads, you won't be booking jobs, and you won't be around to see the benefits of all the hard work that you've been putting in on all of these things. So with all that being said, today we're going to talk about postcards. And years ago, I used to think that the ROI on direct mail didn't justify the cost. I didn't think it worked. And I stayed away from direct mail for a long time because I remembered reading that typically it's about a 2% of the people who get a postcard actually take action. And 2% didn't really sound like a number that I wanted to bet my business on. So I used to use my employees to distribute the postcards, and I would hire high school kids, college kids to target the areas that I wanted to focus on. Now, the areas where my ideal customers are is where we would focus. And while this precision marketing tactic did work, and I did have a healthy ROI, it was a little bit more time consuming. And while we still do some of this today, specifically all my technicians in the field doing their 5 or 10 rounds at every single property. And I always keep a few cards on the golf cart or in my car when I'm out and about. And if I see something that needs to be cleaned, I throw them a postcard. But a few months ago, I got a postcard in the mail from a postcard mailing company. Now, obviously, they had targeted me based on the type of business that I was in, and I figured that I would give them a try. So long story short, I ordered 30,000 postcards. I gave them all my demographics, my ideal customer, the income level, location, proximity to where we are, things like that. And I'm sending out 5,000 postcards per month over 6 months. So the company who sent me a postcard was called Postcard Mania, a great company, easy to work with. And right now they're giving away 1,000 free postcards when you order. I put their link below so you can check that out. So we've already done 3 rounds of these postcards. And to say the least, I'm really happy with the response that we've received so far. Now, these postcards are probably one of the most genius things that I've ever done as far as my marketing with postcards goes. Now, the front, as you can see here, it's just a typical pressure washing postcard. It has all the right things, the services that we provide, some before and after pictures, a picture of Mac with our company logo on a shirt. It's got a call to action, which is unbelievably important. And of course, we added a QR code so you can get a free quote, which goes directly to our response bit on the website. So on the back, we also had a couple more before and after pictures, another QR code, but this QR code was different. It was very different, in fact. And after the first mailing of 5,000 cards, I collected 164 emails, which is pure marketing gold because email lists are also a great source of lead generation for getting new business, getting your business name out in front of people, and it's cheap, right? So you probably can figure out what I did on the back of the card to collect all of those emails. And while I'd love to give everything away on the channel, obviously I can't because this is one of the tactics that I included in the 6-figure marketing framework. And if you're interested in learning more things like this, as well as all the other ways that I've been marketing my business for the last 20 years, so you can avoid the mistakes that I've made, the money that I've wasted, so you don't have to. So there is a link below. And just so you know, we're having a special on the course right now. It is priced at $399. I'm also giving you my brand new course absolutely free. And that's if you buy either How to Wash or my 6-figure marketing framework. And the course is How to Recession Proof Your Business. And you get it for absolutely free. So there's going to be a couple links below. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. But let's talk about the ROI on postcards. Okay, so we're going to use a total mailing quantity of 5,000. I'll use round numbers to make the math pretty easy, and that's for me, not you. I'm not good at math. So we had 5,000 postcards printed and mailed, and the cost was roughly $3,000. And like I said earlier, the typical rate of response for any kind of mailing is about 2%. So 2% of 5,000 is 100 people that actually took the card, looked at it, read it, and took some sort of action. They scanned a QR code or they called the number and they contacted us. So 2% of 5,000 is about 100 people. Okay, so now we're gonna take the average number of sales from that 100 people. Now, typically our closing rate is higher than 25%, but not too much higher. And if yours is much higher, then your closing rate is gonna be too high, and that means your price is too low and you need to adjust your pricing. But I've made a dozen videos about that, so go check those out if you want. So say you're gonna close 25% of those 100 people, and let's also say that your average ticket price is somewhere around $400, right? And that's for a residential property. And again, these are just averages, numbers that I'm just picking out of the air. And let's say based on that number, your average gross margin per sale is about $200, okay? So roughly about 50%, which I think is kind of low. But for the purpose of this video and this explanation, we're gonna go with that number. So the total revenue from the mailing is your sales times the margin dollars. So 25 times 200, and that gives you $5,000. So your net return, which is your cost minus the total revenue, is $2,000. So then your return on your investment is about 67%. Now that's a pretty impressive number, because if you think about it, only 2% of the people that got the mailing actually took some sort of action, right? And you're only able to close a quarter of those, but you were still able to generate a net return of $2,000. Now, those are numbers that I can live with. So let's play with these numbers a little bit, and this is gonna go back to pricing. So say you increase your price and your average margin per sale goes up by $25. You just added an additional $625 to your bottom line. Nothing changed. Your advertising cost, your marketing cost didn't change. The cost of performing the service didn't change. It still costs you the same amount to drive from point A to point B, take out all your equipment, set everything up. Nothing changes except your price and the increase to your bottom line. It's just little tweaks like that that can make a huge impact on your business. So really, the big takeaway here is postcards work. Postcards generate revenue with a pretty impressive ROI. And one of the reasons I think that direct mail has become even more viable than it ever has been in the past, and I've actually seen some reports where the direct mail response rate is actually over 4%, which is up from that 2% that I talked about earlier, because we now have the ability to target with such precision based on so many factors that we can target our ideal customers so much better. The open rate on direct mail is actually higher than email, but both work really well. Both do a phenomenal job in generating lead flow, generating more business, keeping your brand and your company in front of the people that you want on a consistent basis. Again, like I said earlier, you have to have a bunch of different marketing strategies in place all the time, short-term, long-term, that will guarantee the success of your business. You don't have to go out and buy 30,000 postcards. You can make flyers and hand deliver them and have great success. Now, that's not going to be widespread success because of the volume, but nonetheless, these things work. So I highly recommend you to embrace this form of marketing because it's going to help your business grow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the 6-Figure Marketing Framework or the How to Wash course, and you'll also get my Recession Proof Your Business course absolutely free. I also put a link down there if you want to get 1,000 free postcards. So check out Postcard Mania, and I hope you have a great day.